I think there is always going to be a time when, if you haven't seen someone fail, it's very rare that they don't fail somewhere along the line, even if that's in the big leagues. And I think that's one of the most important reasons why you said already there's learning at the big league level that has to happen.
Right. And you know what, Jeff, I think you taught me or you showed me the way, or maybe it was, one of our mentors, Harvey Dorfman, goes, I want to see what kind of guy you are when you fail, right? Everybody's the good guy when they're doing well. I want to see what type of person you are, or how are you going to react when somebody punches you in the mouth, or the game punches you in the mouth, and it was like, pow, okay, you're 0 for 13. All right, how are you going to react? And that's what I want to see. And as a coach, and you've taught me, and you've been around, so you look for those things, right? And, I saw that with Gunnar Henderson. He was the all-world #1 prospect. Rushman, the same thing. And they're going, because sooner or later the game's going to punch you, right? And there was a couple of times where, there was one time for sure that I brought in Gunnar Henderson to the corner of the dugout or the batting cage or just shagging in the outfield and say, son, this, relax. All right. And, got to give him my, all the experiences that I can in a matter of like 35 seconds, right? 'Cause that's all they have. But you know what? It's like, it's going to happen. Nobody's that good. That's going to be, it's going to happen. But as coaches, you have to be able to identify that and then go put your arm around them or do whatever, and take care of that. I remember an instance with Gunnar. I'm watching him, and he's struggling, right? And as a coach, and you as a Jeff as a mental skills coach, you give him some line, right? So here he comes, helmet thrown up against the batting rack, the bats breaking, you hear all this commotion, bam, bang, boom, bam, and you go, okay. Here comes the next at bat, same thing. This happens about 3 or 4 more times, right? And Hyder starts going down to say something to him. I said, no, I got him, and I go in after him and I, pin his ears back, and tell him a few things about, behaving as a professional. And this is, the stuff that I've learned. And you know what, he kind of, you kind of reacted. Probably he's never, #1, he's probably never failed in his life. Right. So he doesn't even know how to react. Right. #2 is it's a frustration that he's failing and he doesn't know how to take it out. Right. This is, and so it was a good teaching moment for me. And it was a good learning moment for him. And every once in a while, and he's still a young kid, every once in a while he'll come by and instead of going down to the bat rack underneath, he'll come by and give me the helmet. And that's our sign. Like, he's mad, but he'll give me the helmet. He goes, here, and I'll hold the helmet, right? Yeah, because if he takes that helmet downstairs, it's going to be pieces, right? So he'll go by, just give me the helmet.
Yeah, that's great though. That's, Ryan and I were talking about like this is something that Fredi, you and I have talked about a lot, and I've talked with a lot of people about, is that, I'm a mental skills coach, but Fredi, you've been coaching for a long time and you've taught mental skills, right? Like, so, and right. What you just did is a beautiful alternative, and you've made a connection with a player to help him understand how to be more professional, and also help him recognize that when I'm frustrated, instead of throwing my helmet, I'm just going to go give it to Fredi. And that maybe makes me laugh a little bit, or just gives me a little bit of relief instead of throwing my helmet.
Yeah, throwing your helmets and acting like, hey, we all know you're mad. We all know you're mad. And I think I even told him once, I said, you really want to impress me, Gunnar, that you're really mad? He goes, and I said, yeah, take the helmet off and grab the bat and hit yourself over the head with the bat and cut you. And then I'm going to go, wow, Gunnar's really, really upset with himself. Other than that throwing the helmet in the dugout or throwing the bat and yelling, that does not impress me. I've seen, how many of that I've seen, and so now that's our little thing that we have when he gets really mad or whatever. And you know what? And it's so much pressure, right? It's not even baseball. It's before this guy had won a bat, he had billboards, in Baltimore, and there's so much, #1 prospect in baseball. you know, the kids nowadays or young players nowadays, they have so much pressure before they even step one foot in the big leagues, you know, with social medias, and they have them ranked, you know, and it's like, you know, they can't miss prospects. And guess what, boys, you're going to miss and you're going to make outs. But you know, I remember driving in Baltimore, and, you know, Adley Rushman was on top of a building, you know, on a billboard, you know, and I'm like, wow, I guess at 60, it would make you feel good. You know, it's like, wow, my name's up there. But at 60, you also well know that it's like, you know what, that's not good.